All right, y'all, so we got to talk about this. It is insane to watch Fox News just do the mental gymnastics to try to justify and rationalize Trump's actions. I mean, you have these massive protests, people rising up against the ICE Gestapo thugs here in this country. And Fox is like, fuck them, the protest is bullshit. At the same time, you have protests in Iran against their government. And Fox is like, oh, those protests are the best. So on the one hand, these protests here, trash. Those protests there, amazing. And then it literally all depends on whatever Trump's posture is towards said protest. That's the posture that they'll take, right? Well, guess what? They invited on somebody who's a lefty. His name is Corbin Trent. He actually used to work with Justice Democrats, and he was AOC's former communications director. And, man, they fucked up by letting him on air because he fucking laid the smackdown on them without even trying and pointed out their insane hypocrisy. So let's take a look and we will break it down. Here we go. They're talking about the Iran protest, but look at how he flips it.
So what's funny to me is when is violence? When is protest? When is this all acceptable?
But isn't that the same though? Where's the protest against the regime that's killing people in the street right now? I mean, I don't see anybody at Columbia.
Well,
so this Fox host, who by the way looks like he's a fucking like wax statue or something. He's like, well, why aren't people in America protesting the Iranian government? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because we don't arm them and we don't fund them and that has nothing to fucking do with us. Maybe that's why. Maybe the reason we protest, say, Israel, for example, is because we arm them and we fund them and they do a genocide with our money and our weapons. Maybe that's why. And the reason we're not protesting Iran is because we're not arming them, we're not funding them, and we have like 898 things to protest here. Jesus Christ. What a dumb attempt at a gotcha. Both these guys look fake. Both of these Fox hosts literally look AI generated. Watch, you'll see.
Anybody at Columbia?
Well, they're doing those today, and it's called the ICE protests.
Well, but they talking about Iran at the ICE protests?
No, I think they're talking about the regime that's shooting people in the face. I mean, I think it's a very American idea to not want police forces to be able to shoot Americans indiscriminately. And the idea that J.D. Vance says is that they should have absolute immunity. You know, I thought this guy was a hillbilly. He had a book, Hillbilly Elegy. And I can tell you, hillbilly values, at least from where I'm from in Appalachia, are that the government ought not be able to have absolute immunity when they shoot you in the face. But maybe we came from a different Appalachia.
Well done. Look at their faces. Their AI faces froze. They didn't know what to say. At the end, the guy's just like, all right. He's like, all right, I'm going to go eat a sandwich. Anybody want a sandwich? I'm getting out of here. Oh, my God. One more time.
When is violence? When is protest? When is this all acceptable?
But isn't that the same, though? Where's the protest against the regime that's killing people in the street right now? I mean, I don't see anybody at Columbia.
Well,
where's the protest against the regime that's killing people in the street right now? And then he flips that to there. That's happening. It's the ICE protest.
Doing those today, and it's called the ICE protests.
Well, but they talking about Iran at the ICE protest?
He's too stupid to get it. He's like, oh, they're talking about Iran at the ICE protest? Oh my God. Fox, you got to do a better job, bro. I know these guys look straight out of Central Casting. They're like wax sculptures and with fucking oily ass AI generated faces. But for the love of God, they have to have some semblance of brain capacity. I don't know why I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna reel it in a little bit. I'm about to get myself banned if I keep going.
Protest?
No, I think they're talking about the regime that's shooting people in the face. I mean, I think it's a very American idea to not want police forces to be able to shoot Americans indiscriminately. And the idea that J.D. Vance says is that they should have absolute immunity. You know, I thought this guy was a hillbilly. He had a book, Hillbilly Elegy. And I can tell you, hillbilly values, at least from where I'm from in Appalachia, are that the government ought not be able to have absolute immunity when they shoot you in the face. But maybe we came from a different Appalachia.
He goes, okay. Oh, Rick, that was glorious. Look, there's always that contradiction on the right, and they should, if they haven't already, write like a bunch of books on this, but literally Jonathan Ross, the guy who shot the 37-year-old woman in the face 3 times and murdered her, he was flying a fucking don't tread on me flag. A don't tread on me flag. Bro, you are doing the treading. You are the government. You are the state. You are the jackbooted thug. My brother in Christ, you are the thing that you claim to despise the most. But like they see no contradiction. These people who, and we've seen it, they simultaneously fly the thin blue line flag and the don't tread on me flag. And that's like, you could not get a clearer contradiction than that. Like the whole point of authority is to tread on you. You can't say, don't tread on me, but tread on me. Don't tread on me, but tread on me. No, but in reality, what they mean when they put it up is the don't tread on me flag is like, I don't want to be governed by liberals or leftists. You know, I don't want to have to follow the rules if I find the rules mildly annoying. Like if I'm a business owner and you're telling me not to pollute or you're telling me not to cut corners, that I view like is oppression, right? But on the flip side, me shooting a woman in the face 3 times, not oppression. Not oppression. That's me being a professional and doing my job as an ICE thug. So, I mean, I'm sure there has been books written on this, but holy shit, it's just endless. It's infinite material because there's a contradiction at the core of conservatism. And that contradiction is, you know, we back the blue, we're thin blue line people, but also don't tread on me. No, you got to pick one. There's no two ways about it. You have to pick one. But the reality is, for them, it's like, tread on everybody but me is actually the ideology because they blame liberals and leftists and immigrants and trans people and all these minority groups. Like these people are the reason the country sucks. And so I want to tread on them and we should tread on them. And that's actually what fixes the country is to tread on them. That's how they think. As opposed to the reality of the situation, which is the fascists, the warmongers, and the billionaires are the cause of all your problems. And for these people in particular, they are the fascists, so they are part of the problem. So you'll love to see it. I told you, at a moment like this, it's just, you know, the absurdity it will just make your mind, it'll make your brain explode. Like looking at the absurdity and the contradictions and the hypocrisy because, like I said, the protests in America, bad. Protests in Iran, good. And at the same time, you'll get like one post from Trump about how protests are evil, and the next post it'll be how protests are based and those people are freedom-loving. And it's like they don't even bother to try to square the circle. They're too stupid to even try. But, you know, it's just like whatever I assert is reality. That's how they function. We live in a right-wing, postmodernist hellhole, and Fox News and Donald Trump have built that. And thankfully, I think some people are waking up and finally seeing how none of this makes any fucking sense. And these are the dumbest, most fascistic and horrible people on earth. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.